Hey there. So I just got back from the best yoga on the beach session. It was so great. First time I've taken it. But anyway, I'm moving on with my day to work on some photography for recipes for a blog that I help with. So while I was in the kitchen, I thought I would bring you in because I was looking at all these ingredients that I have to work with, and I realized that I was starting to think about what props am I going to use for this. So it's a vegetable wrap. So I kind of just wanted to show you how this process works in my brain, and maybe it'll help you out as you're doing it. The colors you're going to see, and I'll take a shot of them so that you can see an actual picture and not just me holding them up. So we've got whole wheat tortillas, mushrooms, portobello mushrooms, and red bell pepper, and then I've got hummus. Okay, so as you're going to see in the picture, it's brown. Most of it is brown. There's going to be an onion in there too. There's no fresh herbs. There's just some dried herbs in it. So what I'm thinking is it needs to be a simple shot so that you can really see the wrap. And right away when I see this, I know that I have to work around this red because that's going to be a pop of color. It is going to be cooked inside the wrap. You're not going to see a lot of it, so it'll lighten. But this is the kind of recipe that if I really wanted to use a print with, like say a print plate or something like that, that I could do it. I'm not 100% sure that that's what I'm going to do, just because this client that doesn't like white plates, but they want some color, but maybe not full on bright print. So I'm gonna experiment with it and we'll see what happens. But I just wanted to show you that sometimes that's where it starts. Not even after you've cooked the food, but as you're looking at the ingredients that you have to work with. Just like this, I know there's gonna be a lot of dull brown in it. It's gonna be delicious, but it's gonna be really brown. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna continue working, and then I will show you some of the final shots that I took after I shared that ingredient shot so that you can kind of see and think about how you might start this process for yourself. Again, it starts way before you ever get to the set. Okay, this is the selection of plates that I narrowed things down to. One has just a little bit of print on it and an edge, then we've got like kind of a floral print, and then we've got this rustic light turquoise plate, which actually is what I ended up going with. Here is a shot, beginning starter shot, no editing, straight out of the camera. Obviously not styled beautifully at all, but I just wanted to see what that red was going to look like against that turquoise, and I actually really like this. So this is a starting point. Now here's one photo that I took, and you can see the kinds of things that I added here. So in the back, I wanted that stone gray plate to kind of have a little something in that back corner. But when I set them there by themselves, they blended in with the background and it was kind of bright and it drew your eye. So what I did is I actually used a black linen. It's a brushed black linen that I have. And I like the separation that it made between the two. And then with the greens, the bowls in the same color family as the plate, I went ahead, I like messy. If you know my photos, I'm kind of like that. So I pulled some greens out just to have a little bit of color in the background. Still don't like the styling on the wrap. It's just not quite right. And I don't really have a hero point of focus yet. So this is the image that I took a lot, but I would consider this the hero image, my favorite. So I cleaned up those greens. I caught just a little bit of the plates in the corner, but you can really see that black linen, it breaks things up. And then with the wrap, I'm not so worried about the 4 on the right. I really wanted to focus on this one on the left. And by shooting overhead, you really see the red. It brings out the red in against that turquoise. And then the little dots of brown, kind of the rust glaze on this plate. This is a vintage plate. I found it at some type of sale. And so it kind of, the browns bring that out, but that red really contrasts, and you see it more in an overhead shot than I did at a 45-degree angle. And that's kind of just how it goes. And it's why when I can, I don't shoot on a tripod, because you can pull out different colors by moving yourself and being in different angles. And, one angle may not work at all, but then one you really, really love. And that was the case with this. So for those who are interested, 1/25th of a second, aperture 4.0, and ISO 400. And if you've taken any of my courses, you know that those are what I consider my starter settings. And those are actually still work in my new photography space. So I was able to make it work with this image as well. And that's all today. Hope you found all this information helpful and that it's something that you can apply to your own work.